Today on Comms by Kemp Outside, we permanently mount our Starlink Gen 3 to the cargo camper. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin and this is Comms by Kemp Outside, where your inside source for outdoor comms. Guys, you might be new to my cargo camper. If you've watched my other channel, Kemp Outside, you'll know that we travel in a 7x14 enclosed trailer that's been converted into a camper. It has all kinds of cool stuff like 1200 watts of solar panels, 600 amp hours of lithium batteries. It has the ability to boondock or to hook into shore power. We've got an onboard 3500 watt Predator generator. We've got everything that we could possibly need: air conditioning, bed, kitchen, everything we could possibly need for extended stays. And we absolutely love this thing, but we are upping its comms capacity, right? So on Comms by Kemp Outside, we're focused on all kinds of outdoor comms, including satellite internet. So we have both the Starlink Gen 3 and the Starlink Mini. So because we have both and it's easier to deploy the Starlink Mini, we thought we'd go ahead and mount the Gen 3 on our trailer permanently. And so what we're doing today is making sure that it's wired into the battery system and that it's permanently mounted to the roof of the trailer and all that stuff. Let's get up on the ladder and check out the Starlink mount that we built. It's super cool. Let's get up there. So one thing I want you to know on Comms by Kemp Outside is I do all my own stunts. Ladders, don't like them. Sometimes you got to climb them. Let's take a look at this mount. So it pays to have a good friend who can mount or fabricate just about anything. My friend Evan with England Fabrication and Restoration is the one who built my solar panel racks. And then what he did was he built this frame that goes between the ladder racks that hold my two solar panel arrays, front and rear. And he basically made a mount for my Starlink Gen 3. So it sits level with my solar panels above the deck of the trailer. What we went ahead and did was we used the Starlink roof rack mount that comes straight from Starlink, and we mounted that to the frame that my friend Evan made. Now what we're doing is we're running the Starlink wire, which is basically zip tying it to the underside of my racks there, and then down the roof line along with my wire for my lights. Then we're going to run it down the front of the trailer and up through the floor into the router. So we've got some more work to do, but for now, we are routing wire. So guys, we have the Starlink wire coming down off the roof of the trailer, and it's traveling in this conduit holder, basically. We've got it in wire loom up top and then in the channel, and then it comes down behind the propane tanks, behind my toolbox, which is down here that you can see. Then it runs under the trailer to a hole where it comes up through the floor. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to wire the router inside. Now, we are going to be powering this Starlink from our 12-volt system. So we're not going to be plugging it into a 110 outlet. We're not using the supplied power supply that you get with a Starlink Gen 3. We are going to use the Parts for Star 12-volt system that I reviewed earlier. And if you want to check that out, I'm going to put a link right up here to where you can check that out. Let's go in the trailer and kind of show you where we're at. Fair warning, it's a mess in there. We're doing a lot of electrical upgrades at the same time. We're doing some lighting. We just did a power tongue jack. We are running rooftop power for some future upgrades. I basically want to be able to power things up on the roof. Maybe some security cameras, maybe a Meshtastic device, maybe a mesh core device, who knows. Basically, I want to future-proof, and I didn't want to have to run power up there at a future date, so I ran 10-gauge wire up through there that terminates at the roof. It's going to be connected to the bus bar and fuse panel in the trailer, but no fuse in it, so it's not going to be a live wire until we decide to add something. But basically future-proofing that. So it's a mess in the trailer, fair warning, but you got to break some eggs to make an omelet. Let's head inside. All right, guys. So basically the Starlink wire from the dish is going to come in under the sink. It's going to go through this wall. And then I think I'm going to mount the Starlink right here under the TV. Let me get the camera turned around so you can see all of that. All right, guys, so you can see where a bunch of that 12-volt wiring is coming through. That's where we're going to run the Starlink. And then it's going to come past the sink drain and then into the next wall. And as I said, we're not using the standard power supply. We're going to use this Parts for Star DC to DC converter. I've already got Anderson on one end, so I'll probably just make myself a little wire from the fuse panel with Anderson's on the other side. I'll mount this under the sink somewhere, and then this cord will run up to the router. I'm going to have to fish it through the wall, which is not going to be a whole lot of fun, but we'll be able to figure that out. And then also, guys, this is the wall mount for the router that I picked up off Amazon. Most of these guys will hold the power supply and the router. Since I'm not using the power supply, I wanted to find one that just held the router. So I found this one. And basically how it works, guys, is it just clips right in. So once you mount that to the wall, you stick the top end right here, and then you just flip that over, slide it down, and you've got connection to your power and then also to your dish. So and then we're just going to mount that on the wall and it should be good to go down the road. I don't think it's going to fall out, but we'll keep an eye on it. And so we got to punch some holes in the wall now. We're just putting holes all over the place in this trailer. It's making me pretty nervous, but I'll be glad when this is done. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, I had to drill a hole to fish the wires through, but I've got both the power and the Starlink dish cables. So I'm going to go ahead and hook those into the router and then snap the router in place. So I've got the dish and power, and I'm going to just lift that up, snap that in. All right, and now it is mounted. So now what I got to do is attach the power to the panel, and then that should power up. As you can see, we have an indicator light on the router, which means it has power. Now, the trailer is parked in my barn right now, so it does not have a view of the sky at all. So tomorrow, when I'm done with all this electrical work, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and see if we have a good connection. So stay tuned. We'll show you that tomorrow. Okay, guys, so we are done. We've got the Starlink installed. The trailer's outside. I'm just going to show you a few minor things. We'll walk around outside, take a look at the dish one last time, and close out the video. But I wanted to show you the finished install. So up in the corner, guys, you see the DC to DC converter for the Starlink. That's how we power it. And then also the Starlink satellite dish cable is going to run through that hole. And then when it comes out of up under the sink, there we go. You see we have the Starlink, and I think it's on, but anyway, we have Starlink and it's working, so we're super excited about that. And so here's the last look at the Starlink mount, and man, it came out perfect. I'm super excited about having it up there, ready to go. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you really liked it, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. We've got a lot more coming on Starlink and satellite internet here at Comms by Kemp Outside. Having a permanently installed satellite dish on the trailer is something that really works for us, especially because we have the Starlink Mini that we can deploy when we are not taking the camper along. But it may not be for you, depending on what you want to do. But if you're looking at permanent mount ideas, hopefully this will give you some ideas for how to mount Starlink to your camper or RV or travel trailer or whatever you got going on. I really like having the Gen 3 up on the roof. Keep in mind that the Gen 3 is going to use more power than the Mini. So if you want something that's a little more energy efficient, you might want the Mini instead of the Gen 3. Since we had both, we thought that it would be easier to deploy the Mini, when we're just out and about, than it would be to deploy the Gen 3. So we decided to permanently mount the Gen 3. Also considering that we have 600 amp hours of batteries on board the trailer and 1200 watts of solar. So even though we're going to consume a little more power with the Gen 3, we think we're still in good shape. So just keep that in mind to choose the right Starlink for you. If you have any questions, drop some in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Or you can connect with us on our other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or our website at kempoutside.com. Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, ring that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and give me a thumbs up on this video. I'm Kevin, and this is Comms by Kemp Outside, where your inside source for outdoor comms. We'll see you outside.